I'm back. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And I'm going to be talking about Leprechaun 2 since it's a St. Patrick's Day movie. And I believe it's the only one in the franchise that actually takes place on St. Patrick's Day. It was released in April 1994, over a year after the first film. Now, it had a smaller release because I read Wikipedia, well, on the internet. I Google searched because I asked why was Leprechaun 2 released in fewer theaters, and they said it was because of the bad reception. Despite the fact that the first one made $8 million and sold, I believe, over 100,000 VHSs, but the poor reception that got motivated the studio, even though they greenlit the sequel at a higher budget to release it in fewer theaters. It only grossed over $2 million, and after that, the franchise went straight to video. Warwick Davis is the only returning actor. He plays, I'm guessing, the same Leprechaun. Well, it might be a different one because in this one we get a plot twist that lets us know this one's kind of different from the one from the previous film. Apparently, they were going for an anthology story where it's always the same Leprechaun, maybe different Leprechaun in different adventures with a different cast. This one, he's out to get a bride. Now, the trailer and TV spots this time were not misleading. They actually were more accurate because the first one, I'm pretty sure, got backlash for its false trailer. Especially considering that it made it as a serious, dark horror fantasy. This one lets us know right away it's a stupid horror comedy. They even take inspiration from Wayne's World, too. You know, I'm the Leprechaun! Garth, I'm the Leprechaun! Don't try and steal me by Garth screaming out in terror. Because in the trailer, that's how the Leprechaun says I'm back by turning on a flashlight to his face. So, obviously, they saw the trailer, they saw Wayne's World 2, so they said, let's put that in the trailer, because it's a trailer-only scene, and TV spot-only scene. Okay, Leprechaun 2 starts off in the year 994, where O'Day is running. He tried to steal the Leprechaun's gold. The Leprechaun caught him, put this collar around his neck, and made him his slave. He tries to run, but the Leprechaun takes control of the collar, drops him to the ground, yells at him that his shoes are filthy, and then he lets him know that today's his 1000th birthday. He was born on St. Patrick's Day. Well, he lets him know that he's found a bride. All he has to do is make her sneeze 3 times, and if no one saves her soul by saying, God bless you, she's his to keep. Well, O'Day basically asks if he's going to be her servant too, but then the Leprechaun lets him know whenever he gets married, he will be set free, and they even shake hands. O'Day can't wait for his freedom until he sees who the bride is. It's his daughter. He pleads with the Leprechaun to find someone else, but the Leprechaun ignores him. It even says, we're going to be related. But on the 3rd sneeze, O'Day says, God bless you. He tries to run. The Leprechaun snatches him and curses him that on his next 1000th birthday, he will take his descendant as his bride. Then he snaps his neck. O'Day's daughter shows up, sees her dead father, screams, and then it cuts the Leprechaun too. It opens up with a heartwarming fairy tale like Once Upon a Time, and then it cuts to lightning, and then it shows O'Day running. But then we get the opening credits showing all the female descendants and how they left Ireland and came to the States, with Bridget, played by the same woman who played O'Day's daughter, now being the one that he's after. She has a boyfriend named Cody who has an Uncle Morty, and Cody's the main character. Cody's and his uncle run this fake haunted tour where they go to the resting place with all these celebrities. Clint Howard shows up, and he snuck in another couple, his character's girlfriend and another couple. Unfortunately, Morty's at the bar getting drunk. They try and sober him by dunking his face in ice. It doesn't work, but since they got $300, Cody cancels his date in favor of the tour, but he does a terrible job doing it, which annoys Bridget. We then see the Can Man from the remake of The Blob, now as the homeless man. He lays down, his ball gets taken, and he gets sucked into a tree, which is now the Leprechaun's home. And the Leprechaun sees his gold tooth, rips it out, pours some of the liquor in his mouth to rinse, and then Cody and Bridget go to this racetrack where he sets the bathroom break. She meets Ian, I believe. She ends up ditching Cody for Ian, but not in a dumping kind of way. She's just mad, so she's just ditching Cody right now. Cody gets mad. The people now protest. He then runs a red light, gets arrested. Morty bails him out. Morty takes him home. Morty scams a pizza man for that 30 minutes or less. At 31 minutes, it's free. And he test snatched it. When the guy was even at the door knocking, he was checking his watch, and he went ahead, ding, ding, he opened the door and snatched away and slammed in the guy's face. I think that they probably, it's a good thing they kind of stopped doing those policies. Well, if your pizza's not there in 2 hours, it is considered cold. That's my policy. That was one from Ninja Turtles, the 87 series. Oh, goodness. Well, he tries to Cody goes to get it to reconcile, but Ian drops her off. She shoos him away, but then the garage door opens, and now Bridget is stripping and dancing for his pleasure, telling him to come, but it's revealed to be an illusion. The Leprechaun is disguised a lawnmower up like this to look like Bridget. When he starts it, as soon as Cody does, Ian does this, it just shows the shadow of it shredding his face. Now the Leprechaun's going to go make Bridget sneeze. He is successful, but Cody is about to say, God bless you, but then the phone wraps around his neck. A cord phone! Yeah, they have cord phones in this film. Well, it's 94, so of course they do. Well, after the Leprechaun throws a golden collar around Bridget's neck. He even does the old pulls her towards him with an imaginary rope, which is making her move forward. So it's letting us know that this time he's using his powers a lot more because he has an entire pot of gold. Unfortunately, it's spilled, the gold coin. It lands in Cody's fingers. And, well, they teleport away. They go to his lair. The Leprechaun notices the shilling is missing. He must have it back. And he leaves before kissing her in a really disgusting way. Goodbye. But his lair is a labyrinth. Every time she goes down one tunnel, she reappears right back where she was. She tries using stones to mark her a path. They just vanish. She ends up finding this chest buried underneath, so she starts digging it up. Now, whenever Cody goes back to Morty, he gets a book that tells him about leprechauns. Now, Leprechaun 1, I read on the internet, it was accurate with the four-leaf clovers being their weakness. You can actually pin them the way O'Grady did with putting a four-leaf clover on something and they can trap them. And yes, iron, I'm just going to say iron, is deadly to them too. So these two films actually got that right. However, there's no four-leaf clovers in this movie. It's just, this time they're just going with iron. Every time the Leprechaun grabs it, it glows and burns his hand. Well, the Leprechaun shows up, tries to trick Cody and giving him the gold coin. Morty pushes something on top of him and reminds him of the stuff that the book said, that they're just tricksters. They retreat to a bar. Cody meets a Leprechaun played by, I believe, Tony Cox is his name. Hold on. Yes, Tony Cox. Sorry about that. I just wanted to confirm it. Well, he gives him a milk chocolate wrapped up in gold foil. And the Leprechaun shows up. Morty tricks him into playing a drinking contest. Morty wins. But unfortunately, the Leprechaun smashes the bottle on his head, escapes, goes to an espresso, drinks to sober up. The guy who is now victim 3, who to me was just added to the film so that they can get another victim, because the body count on this is 5, and well, that's one more than the previous film, so obviously they needed 5th victim, so that leads me to believe this scene was filmed after the movie wrapped up, because they say we need one more body, because this guy's just throwing it for the heck of it. He wants the Leprechaun to pay. The Leprechaun gets mad at him for forcing him to pay. He insults his height. But when the guy says, "You kill me," the Leprechaun smiles, jams 2 things in his hands to pay him, and then gets the espresso maker to steam his face to death. Now, when my friend in school told me about this film, when he saw it, he did tell all the death sequences, but when he told me this one, I could have sworn I remember him telling me that the guy's head blew up, but it never blows up. Well, they go to the racetrack, the go-kart racetrack. They meet a guy who's working there, a security guard. He catches Morty. Morty knocks him out. They trap the Leprechaun in the safe. He can't get out because it's iron. But Morty stupidly traps Cody and then demands his 3 wishes. He wishes for the Leprechaun's pot of gold. Now, Brandon did tell me this. He makes it appear in his stomach, and he says, that's 1 wish. Then he says, "You wish me health." Morty goes, "Yes, I wish you out," but unfortunately he's got to do it manually, and whenever he lets the Leprechaun out, he goes, "Your wish has been granted. Do you wish for me to get it out?" Yes, he slices his belly open, takes it out. There's no blood or any goo or anything on it. It's perfectly clean, like Morty was dry on the inside. Nobody knows how dry I am. Well, he is on the inside. Morty asks him to help, and he goes, "Love to make, but you're all out of wishes." And Morty dies, the security guard shows back up, arrests Cody, and then that's when we see the Leprechaun now on a traditional go-kart. He has four vehicles in the first two films that could have been his go-karts and a Mario Kart game. He needs to be a guest star character in that game. And one of them, that is. This time it has this is the only time I think we get to see a four-leaf clover. It has it on there, but it's got that circle with that red slash through it, letting you know he hates those things. He kills the guard by running him over after the guard does the standoff, shooting at him after running for a while. But when he hits Cody, he just goes right through him. It's revealed as long as Cody's got the gold coin, he can't hurt him, which goes against the issue with Ozzy in both the first and Returns movie. And he tells him, you have to give it to me. Now, whenever Cody was in jail, the homeless guys show up and did spill the beans where his lair was, but unfortunately the police didn't believe him. Now, Cody and Morty overheard that, but now this lets Cody know where the Leprechaun lives. He gets a bar of iron, goes there, but the Leprechaun lets him know he'll see him there because he says a Leprechaun's home can have many surprises. Now, this was something that my friend Brandon in school told me that's not in the movie. He told me that every time the Leprechaun goes in his lair, when he shuts the door, it vanishes. That's how everybody gets trapped. And I asked him, how does he get out? And he goes, well, there's a crack on the wall. He turns into smoke and goes through it. That's not in the film. I don't know why he told me that. Apparently, he didn't know how to answer, so he probably just told me that for the heck of it. I kind of wish it wasn't there, because that actually would have been a good, cheap visual. That would have been cool to watch. You know, the idea of every time the door closes on the inside, it disappears, and there's this small crack that he's able to get through, but nobody else can. That would have been pretty cool if it would have been in the movie, but it's not. So I'm kind of annoyed that he told me that when it's not true. You know, Bridget tries to stab the Leprechaun with this golden, ice pick, but it just bends. But then she uses it to take the nail out of the collar. Cody shows up. They do the old try and escape. He sees the skeleton of O'Day, the Leprechaun kept for some reason, which he can bring to life, and it still talks. Now, Bridget sees it earlier, and the Leprechaun says, you have these cheekbones. But now he brings it to life. Cody punches it down, but it gets back up, then he destroys it. He gets Bridget, they try and go, but they keep coming right back, and the Leprechaun goes, you know you won't get out with that eerie Irish organ. Well, they encounter Bridget, and Cody is separated. Cody finds Bridget. She kisses him, asks for the gold coin. He gives it to her. It's revealed to be a Leprechaun in disguise. He pretends that he stabs him with his own iron. But when Bridget sees Cody down, she goes, it's over? He's dead, it's over? He'll scream as you will, scream as you might. It's going to be one hell of a wedding night. Cody lifts back up and stabs a Leprechaun with the rock iron. He looks at the shilling, and he goes, real milk chocolate. You know, the one that Tony Cox gave him? He kept it this whole time. He still has the real shilling, so the Leprechaun couldn't hurt him. Now, before all this starts happening, Bridget does hit the Leprechaun with the collar, which caused the hat to fall, showing the big bald head, letting us know it's obviously a different Leprechaun, which probably means he might have some brothers and some other relatives in this entire series, because they're probably all related. That probably is the truth. They're all twins, triplets, quadruplets. What? The number keeps going. The Leprechaun explodes, Bridget and Cody escape, and then she tosses the gold coin, they have a kiss, and it ends. Despite the fact that we find out Cody is wanted for murder, and the movie just does that old, oh, we're just going to ignore that. Leprechaun 2 is ridiculous, but it's not as good as the first one. That one may have been misleading with the marketing. This one was accurate, but still the first one's more fun. This one is less fun. But to me, it's the third best in the series, and I will recommend it. It really could have used a bigger release with more theaters for it to be successful. If that would have happened, maybe Leprechaun 3 would have gone to theaters instead of direct-to-video and had a bigger budget. It would have been a lot better, because to me, I did not like the third, fourth, and fifth one. I didn't mind Back to the Hood. I did not like Origins, but I do like Returns. So to me, there's only 4 good Leprechaun films and 4 bad ones. Okay. Well, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on YouTube. Some guy posted it up. It's actually in HD. And so, watch it for St. Patrick's Day, since it's the only one that takes place on St. Patrick's Day. If the others do, I guess I missed that information. Because I've only seen 3, 4, 5 Back to the Hood and Origins and Returns once. I've seen the first one the most and the second one the second most. I will get Origins on Blu-ray one of these days. They're not Origins, Returns. I will flush Origins down the toilet. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for watching, and remember to wear green today.